Welcome to the Mike Kellar Show. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Coach, just initial reaction to Saturday's defeat number 24, Frostburg State.
Disappointed. Homecoming was a beautiful day. I thought our kids came out and played hard, played a really good first half. You go into the half. These last 3 or 4 weeks, we've really tried offensively to slow the game down, kind of win low-scoring ball games. We didn't feel like we matched up firepower-wise to do some of the things. And whether I was right, wrong, or indifferent, it worked the Pembroke game. And Charleston came down to the end, didn't work. And I felt like our formula was in really good shape going into the Frostburg game. They had something like 14 carries for 6 yards at the half. Really hadn't moved the ball on us. And it's 14-3. We thought we had some good things going into the second half that we could do offensively, and they come out and we get them a 4th and 1, and our whole punt team is screaming out, punt return team screaming out, the fake's coming right here, the fake's coming right here. We had our defense on the field in punt safe, and they needed 1.5 yards, and they got it by about 6 inches.
Yep.
And then they hit a big play score, and it really took the wind out of ourselves. We were playing at such a high level of intensity, and that dropped just a notch because the hope was going a little bit, and a lot of this game's mental, and I'm disappointed in that, but all in all, you got to give Frostburg, anytime you lose like that, you got to take your hat off to the other team and give them credit for being as good as they've been.
And you mentioned that punt, like you said, it's 14-3.
Yeah.
After that, like you said, they took the wind out. They just took control. What made it so difficult for you guys in the second half on offense and defense?
Well, it changes everything. It goes from a possession game, which is the style we've been playing. And if you know anything about the way we like to play, that's not really historically the way we like to play. But we're a senior-laden defense. We got a very good defense. I think us and Frostburg probably got the 2 best defenses in this league, and so it's going to be a low-scoring game, and your strategy that whole time is going to be along those lines. It just changes the game. It turns into a drop-back pass game. It turns drop-back pass game, and then you become one-dimensional on offense, and it makes it a little bit tougher on you.
And now you move on to Concord, a team that's really struggled this year. They're 0-6. What have you seen so far out of them?
Well, you put the tape on. They've got some good players. You can see that they're doing some things. I've been in those programs. I think everyone who's coached long enough has been in it where you're really trying to flip it to the direction that you want it to go in, and they've lost some games. They found ways to lose. They're not. I think if you look at it like the way you're looking at it statistically, you're looking at their record, and I get how everyone thinks that, but I'm telling our team, that is not the way we need to be thinking. We need to be thinking, well, we got our own problems.
Yep.
We got to be thinking about how do we fix our issues, how do we go from where we're at right this second, because we got a great opportunity in front of us. We got an opportunity to have a winning record in this league. We were picked 5th in this league. We could finish much higher than that. So if teams lose the right way, maybe even we're still in it. We've got to be thinking along those terms. And more importantly, we need to be thinking about what's important for us this Saturday. This Saturday, our football team needs to be a better football team than it was last Saturday.
Yep. And then you mentioned that, just throwing the record, all that out of the window. How do you make sure you guys are prepared like they were for teams like UNC Pembroke, Charleston, all those the bigger schools?
Because you hope, when you're the outside looking in, you look at it in terms of statistics and standings and all that. And I'm not going to say that our kids don't look at that because they hear it. How I hear it, we all hear it and know what's what. You got to be more to the point, to the task. You got to be more task oriented. You got to be more about the process of being a good team. We came out last night. We had a very good meeting, very very candid meeting about the way we needed to play, and some have called some guys out for not playing better. Coaches called ourselves out for not coaching better. Had a very good team meeting in that way. Then we went out to practice, and we stretched for 5 minutes, and then we went right to kick game. And I purposely stayed and said, I want to see our effort in this kick game period. And all of our kids were flying down the field and leveraging the ball and going full speed. And I'm like, that's how you do it. You do it a period at a time. You do it a possession at a time. You do it a game at a time. And that's kind of where we're at. Is you just got to stay on the process.
And then last thing, it's their homecoming. No matter what we feel feel about our team? The record shows 2-4, so they feel it could be a good opportunity as well. How do you make sure your guys go in there prepared, and how do you just leave Concord on Saturday with a win?
You talk to your team about doing their job, not hearing any of the poison that's out there. And I tell the team all the time, and the one thing they will say is, I'm pretty consistent with my message. When we're winning, when we beat Notre Dame and Frostburg and Pembroke, and everyone's telling them how great they are, I'm telling them all the time, you ain't that great. You can't think like that. You need to think about what made you great on that Saturday. And when we're losing, and everyone's telling them how bad they are, I tell them, you ain't that bad. You got to just stay in the moment. At the end of the day, football is a weird deal, and it's in its own little cocoon. And if we handle our business, then we'll beat the teams, when we're better that Saturday.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Mike Kellar Show.